Okay, I like that right there. Miss Renee Show.
Renee Allen and friends, y'all.
Hey, Miss Renee Show. Oh yeah, we on.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you.
God bless. Good night, y'all. Hey, hey.
Hello and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends show. Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday evening. I want to thank my glam squad because, you know, I come from a 9 to 5, and I want to apologize for not being here and had to have reruns for a minute because, you know, life happens and life has been changing. It's been a difficult 3 years, and God said no more, and now things are coming together, and my life is feeling wonderful. And I want to say a few things. First of all, congratulations to Ricky Martin Hagler. She took away the crown at the French Embassy last Saturday. Sorry I couldn't be there, sis. And she is now Mrs. 2007, Mrs. Maryland. Yes, where's my bell? Where's my bell? Ding, ding, ding. And also I want to just shout out to my mom, Charlotte Frazier, and my aunt, Emily, whose birthday, happy birthday, Aunt Emily, and happy birthday, Ravonda Holloway, two dear people in my life. It's their birthdays. So, look, I have to get the bell. Can you get me the bell, please, right here? I get excited, and I don't like to scream, so the bell has taken the, thank you so much, Jacob. Woo! Happy birthday to both of you. I love you so much. I also want to say hi to my sisters Lisa and Sonia, my son Chase Shiraz, who's been a blessing in my life. And I want to wish everyone a wonderful, happy Memorial Day weekend, especially the veterans who have served this country so you can remain free and do as you please. So I want to salute you right here on the Renee Allen and Friends show. Thank you so much for your service. God bless you, and may you just have many blessings in your life for honoring us and our country. Thank you so much. Well, I just wanted to say congratulations to Ricky. Welcome everyone to the show. And we'll be right back with our first guest. And that's Angel Levis, and she is a woman with a force to be reckoned with. And you'll see why in a few minutes. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, knowing you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So if your heart is where it stays, now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. I have to say, I've been so excited and so much going on today. I said 2007. I want to congratulate our girl, Ricky Martin Hagler, for winning the 2017 Mrs. Maryland. Girl, I am so proud of you. And she, actually, tomorrow she is having a home what do they do? Those home makeover, extreme makeovers.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, I'll be there, and honored to be her MC. And let me tell you something. She does so much for people. Tomorrow will be a veteran returning home after 5 years, facing a fire of their home, not knowing what they're returning to. And it's going to be a home extreme makeover, DNA Designs. DeRicky and her husband, Al. DeRicky Martin Hagler. Girl, you are doing the doggone thing. I'm so excited. All right, well, we have in front of me the elegant and mesmerizing Angel Libas. Yes, how are you?
I'm good. And first, I just want to say thank you for your service with Memorial Day coming up. So
Thank you.
just wanted to get that
I
out
love
there.
our country. Yes, I love that flag. And do we show the flag? Yes, I love that flag. That flag represents so much freedom. When you're in the military and when you're fighting a war, whatever you're doing, that flag just represents freedom for all and just life. You know. So that's why everybody likes to come over here, right?
Exactly.
So let's talk about you, sis, because I've been meaning to get you on here for quite a while, and you have been doing so much for women empowerment, which is so close and passionate to my heart, right? So let's talk about who you are first so they can get to know the personal side. Then we're going to talk about what you're doing out here globally.
Okay. So I have been working in media for 17 years. And after I got out of the corporate space where I've worked everywhere from Bloomberg to NBC to AARP, WHUR.
Oh, I love
right
WHUR.
Up the street.
Yes.
That's where I got
It's
grounded
right
and rooted.
right across the street.
Yes. I went to Howard University, HU.
You know.
And so when I went out on my own, I realized that there was a need, there was a void for collaboration for women entrepreneurs. And when you're in corporate America, you're so busy worried about getting the job done. And you don't have to worry about where your check is going to come from. When you step out on your own, then it becomes real. Yeah. Everything that you do, every connection that you make, every job that you decide to take, you need that to lead somewhere. And you want it to be a great representation of you, right? So what I saw was, one thing that I learned at AARP was oftentimes people who, as they age, sometimes if they don't have health care or whatever, anything that happens to them can take them out of their job, right? So if you're a solopreneur, which 90% of women entrepreneurs are, who do you have to connect with, to work with, if it's just you? So I saw a place where I could step into the market and say, hey, let's do something about this. And we actually have another commonality, because Alvin Jones, when he invited me to be on the Women's Business Report, we did the story. And when we did the screening of that, we had, all of the wonderful women who were featured on the show. But when we left, I realized that there was a void there, because we didn't talk about how we're going to bring up the next round of women entrepreneurs. We just talked about how we were going to help each other. And so from there, I kind of stepped back and said, okay, well, how can I help encourage, uplift the next generation of women who want to tap into this entrepreneurial ground, mission, vision, the whole nine. So,
well, I take my hat off to you, because our dear friend, a mutual friend, Karen Marie Alston, as well as Alvin Jones, our original co-host of mine, along with Jackson About Town. And so I have a dear love for all three of them. They started out with me, and they're here for me whenever I call. So you did some things at the City Club of Washington that I was a part of, and that's when I really got to see the makeup of you, miss. So let's talk about why you're doing this, even though you talked about a little more, why you are going global to the Bahamas and why you are doing that.
Okay, so that whole initiative kind of came to me when President Obama was in office. He had a huge initiative to really push small business owners to do business internationally. Less than 1% of small businesses step outside of our borders to do business. So again, I saw an opportunity to say, okay, well, why? And why can't I help spread that across outside of what our borders are. And so at that time, I went to the Consul General of the Bahamas, Miss Paulette Zonical, and told her what my vision was, as well as a friend of mine who works in the Ministry of Tourism, and they loved it. Gave me a letter and was like, we welcome you to our country to do what it is that you're proposing. And I didn't just want it to be, let's come into your country and, let's just tell you how great we are. So I told them I want to invite women from the Bahamas to participate and have speakers from the Bahamas participate in this venture. So that was kind of the vision, everything around what I strive to do is to connect people and to make them better and make their situations better as much as possible.
I love you. We have the flyer, I believe, for the Bahamas retreat, yes. And I want you to just tell people how to get a hold of you. If they're not able, there it is. Thank you, Jacob. If they're able to join you, what it will entail. And if they're not, how to get a hold of you.
Okay, so the retreat is called the Women Behind the Business Retreat. It's taking place in Nassau, Bahamas, September 8th through the 12th. We'll be staying at the Malia Nassau Beach Resort. And from there, we have some amazing presenters and speakers that'll be joining us. And you can go to WBB Talk. That's WBBTALK.com to learn more about the retreat. Registration is $149, and for all of our viewers and listeners today, we are offering a $50 discount with the promo code MUM, M-U-M, all caps. You will save $50 off of your registration.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me and inviting me on.
I love that you're here. I know you're really busy. Any last words you want to say to someone who's thinking about going into entrepreneurship, particularly with women, and maybe a road bump to give them a little boost. A little boost?
So the biggest thing that I've found in our recent press release, we really talk about entrepreneurial burnout. And a lot of times as women, we go, and not really take the time to take care of ourselves or make time for our family, but we expect them to be there for us when we're ready for them to be there for us. And so what this retreat really is doing also, the side part of it, is making sure that we have that opportunity to set time apart for us. So we have certain days where we're not doing, and there's nothing planned on the agenda on Monday, but you to spend time with you and do the things that you don't typically get to do. So as an entrepreneur, the biggest thing I would say is making sure that you don't burn out. It's great to have passion. It's great to love what it is that you're doing, but you're worth more. And you just have to always remember that. And I'm preaching, but I'm also, these are things that I have to take heed to.
Well, I want, I was getting ready to end the interview, but you done got me started here. So listen, women, we take care of our husbands, our significant others, our children, our job. I mean, we do burn out. We're almost on auto burnout, right? And I know this firsthand. So what is the suggestion that you have besides the one day you're going to give women out of 365?
Yes.
What's something else you can tell them to do on a daily basis so it could help them to relax a little and enjoy their family?
So in this one book, I believe it's called The Compound Effect. What they talk about is essentially establishing bookends to your day. And it says, start your day off where you might start in meditation or prayer or whatever it is, where you have downtime even before your mind gets into that motion of, I need to get to work, I need to check my email, I need to be responsive to clients. And so at the end of your day, establish those same bookends where, for me, I have 2 kids, I have a husband. I make sure that, hey, I'm going to do all of the necessary things that I want to do as a wife and as a mom. So whether that's cooking dinner, which I love to cook, I try to make sure that dinner's ready, even if I have to be out like tonight. Making sure that even once you get the kids and the husband situated, that you take time to read a book or just decompress. Yes, with some bubbly.
Yes.
That way you are constantly, your mind is constantly going, But if you take that time for you, you don't feel like I haven't had that time to just cool out, relax, and, refuel your soul.
Oh.
When you're constantly feeding everybody else, you can be depleted. Yeah. So how you have to figure out what works for you. Some people, it's going to get a manicure. Some people, it's, going to get their hair done.
I love it.
For me, I think it's shopping online.
Shopping. Well, there you have it. We are sitting here with a beautiful, elegant Angel. Angel or Angel? Angel Levis. And she says, refuel your soul, ladies. Okay, we give so much to our families and everything else. Stop, breathe, enjoy yourself, do something for yourself every day. And I love that bookends analogy. Yeah.
It's great.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Renee.
You are so welcome. We have a prestigious education panel from Baltimore County to Prince George's County and beyond. You are going to love it. It is a huge treat. The first time on the Renee Allen and Friends show. And I want you to stay put because I've met them and you are in for a blast. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
That was good.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, nor you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So good is love if your heart is where it stays. Now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night? 'Cause this life will be back around. So don't let it let you down. Say the night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. Oh, baby, say the night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. Hey, yeah, say and hey, yeah, say yeah, say the night is young and we are too, yeah. The night is young. Ooh, baby, say the night is young and we are too. Let's bring some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. And yeah, 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 say,
Hello and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Thank you for tuning in and sticking with us. I am sitting here with author and educator, retiree, Gail Bingham. How are you, darling?
I'm doing okay.
She's also now one of my friends. And she's brought a whole panel of prestigious educators here where you'll be able to hear from in a few minutes. So how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing really well. I'm doing a lot of advocacy and a lot of activities that I couldn't do when I was teaching. So I'm doing well.
Yeah, so let's talk about your teaching, what you did, and how long you did that.
I was a teacher for 25 years in the school system. I did a lot of programs, various programs throughout my career. Mm-hmm. And I've taught everything, pre-K to 12th grade. Yeah.
Wow, pre-K to 12th grade. That's the largest spectrum I've heard a teacher teach.
Well, I just get bored, so I would go from school every 3 years. I just change up and go to a different elementary or high school.
Wow. Well, kudos to you. Bravo. Really, that's the first time I've heard that. I mean, to deal with a little toddler,
yes,
and to deal with these teenagers. Wow.
Yes.
I take my hat off to you, girl.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah. So let's talk about before the book. What motivated you to write this book? Because you have 25 plus years of teaching, so I know you've seen a lot, heard a lot. Tell us why this book and why now.
I think I was burned out, Renee. I just, after 20-something years of working hard, of always getting positive evaluations, positive commendations from leadership, there came a time when I just was tired of, I guess, playing the game, I should say, where we don't speak up about things that are bothering us. So I started reporting things and speaking up about things I was seeing that was wrong in the school system.
Now, let me stop you there. How were you doing that? Via the PTSA, or what was your venue, your avenue to do so?
Everything. I would report to parents. I would report to administrators. I would report to the leadership or upper leadership about problems or things that I was seeing that was very corrupt, really.
Wow. Well, I love that you're so honest and transparent.
I am.
And this book, we just had it up on the screen. Let's talk about this book. And the title I'd like you to share with the WLBS listeners.
Okay. The title of my book is Teaching is the New Slavery, Angry, Wounded, but Not Defeated. And I even have a subtitle about how the schools are supposed to be the land of the free, and the pains of being a public school teacher, the effects of bullying and how it affects children. That's
wow. Let me, when you said that word bullying, my son's in high school right now, and he went to public after 8 years of private. So it has been an animal house, in my opinion, compared to the two, the ratios to the teacher to children, just I can go on. Tell me, have you taught in private and public?
No, just public school.
Okay, let's stay on that then. So with the public, why is there one teacher from like 40 kids? I mean, how does that happen?
Well, the panel can address it, I think, a little bit better. I've never had that many, but when we were speaking about bullying, I was actually talking about bullying of teachers.
Wow, I thought. Wow.
Yes,
okay, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. A lot of people think that the problems in education are really the children, when it's not the children; it's the adults. It's people fighting, adults fighting, not on the same page, not working together, and pulling each other down instead of uplifting or supporting each other. And teachers directly work with children, so they are the number one people in the school system that should be supported, as long as they're good teachers who are doing what they're supposed to do. And the bullying is coming from teachers and other employees who are speaking up about mistreatment, about their abuse literally in the school system. And when they report certain things that are true, whether it's, I'm just giving an example, whether it's a principal stealing money from the school or giving money to their friends or other types of inappropriate behavior from leadership, these very same people who like to write up teachers and say they're unprofessional, they exhibit unprofessional behavior. And when you report it, there's retaliation. There's a culture of mistreatment, and you're blackballed, targeted. A lot of people are going through this. I hold in my hand even a document of one of the cases that people are sharing with me that are, going on right now with this problem. And so I guess my message in my book is, if you hurt the teachers, you hurt the children. You help the teachers, you help the children.
Well, maybe that's why so many children are hurt, because I was not aware. I mean, I know there's bullying in every aspect of life, but for you to bring that to the forefront about teachers, it must be a pretty prevalent problem. And so
Yes.
now I'm thinking, well, wow, wonder why they're going so wild in the classrooms.
Right, and it's not even just teachers. There are administrators that are being retaliated against. Good people. Let me say this. Good people, the actual ethical people, tend to be the ones who are trying to correct wrongs, and in doing so they get retaliation, harassment from other types of unethical leadership. So that's the problem. That's in my opinion, the number one problem.
Well, I appreciate you, and you made me think of something else, the word snitch. Of course, bullies don't want you to tell on them, so they come up with this big, embarrassing word like you're a monster called snitch. I mean, people have to be, told on, right?
They have to be honest to correct problems, and I won't even say snitch. I will simply say that they don't want to be exposed, so that's when they go for the jugular. They blackball. They literally have what is called black files in our school system, where they create things on people who are speaking up. They literally are creating lies.
Well, another word for
You know what I
blackball
mean?
list. Yeah, even for actors.
People are targeted for telling the truth.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, and I was one. I
Wow.
will say that. That's what
Well, let's talk
motivated me to
about
write
this
the
book and how to get this book.
Okay. The book is actually more uplifting than you would think. Even though it was a process, it was a journey that I went through and other friends of mine went through. And I even have scriptures in my book where God was talking to me about what I was going through and how to deal with it. And it's just really unfortunate that teachers go through the things that we go through when we're trying to do the right thing, the ones who are trying to do the right thing. And it leads to symptoms. I found myself having symptoms of PTSD, depression, anger, and you wonder why a lot of teachers are leaving the school systems or leaving a particular school system and going to another, because no one wants to deal with this problem. Everyone just acts like it's not happening, and people are fighting in their own, by themselves, not as a collective group trying to solve a problem. Yes.
Well, I will have to have you back, because we have this prestigious panel, and I want to talk to them also. We
Yes.
have, of course, Everett Browning, who's running for Senate, and so we will have to have you back
Okay.
when I have a author forum, which I do about 4 times a year. Is that okay?
Sure. I have a lot to say.
Yes. So, well, I want them to support you and get this book. So please
Yes.
tell them how to get a hold of you for the book. If you have a website, your email or number.
My website is www.teachingisthenewslavery.com. You could also, really, that's the main way to reach me. You can contact me by the book, and we can have a discussion about the book.
Are you on Facebook?
I am. It's right on their website, Facebook and Twitter. You can access me there.
Okay, and that's Gail Bingham, Bingham. Support her. This is a really big issue, and we're going to talk more about this, and we're going to hear all that you have to say when we have the authors forum. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome.
on. Stay tuned for this prestige. I say prestigious about 3 times because Gail brought this prestigious panel to the WLVS studios. And of course, my girl Dawn Moss, Carolina Kitchen, brought me a special lady as well, Danette. So you're going to meet them momentarily. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Thank you, Gail. You're
welcome. Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee Show? I said where we at, y'all, on the Miss Renee Show. Yeah, where we at, y'all? Hey, where we at, y'all? Right here on Georgia Avenue. Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
We gon' sing right here.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Show.
Oh yeah, we gon' do it here.
Miss Renee Show.
Right here in Listen Vision, y'all.
Renee Show.
Oh yeah, Miss Renee.
Miss Renee Show.
I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
If they didn't know it's,
Thank you, Mustafa.
hey, you're welcome, miss.
Miss Renee Show.
Make sure y'all tune in.
With Miss Renee Show.
Tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, I need you to tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
We just getting started, but tune in, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
In a minute we gonna have to leave, but
You're listening to Sharice Jones and Mustafa Captain Soul
yeah.
Star. Thank you for tuning in. I love them. I don't want the show to end. God
yeah.
bless you. Stay tuned for H.O. Bar, the Hour Power.
Okay, let's go.
Miss Renee Show.
I think I feel good right now on it.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah.
Miss Renee Show.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I said Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
We on the Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
Here's Morgan Johnson. No curfew. Miss Renee Show.
Okay, I like that right there. Miss Renee Show.
Renee Allen and friends, y'all.
Hey, Miss Renee Show. Oh yeah, we on.
Miss Renee Show.
Thank you for tuning in.
God bless. Good night, y'all.
Better sing it one more time, y'all.
Hey, hey.
Hello and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. We just got through speaking with author and educator of 25 plus years, Gail Bingham, who's standing right next to me. And she's brought this prestigious panel to talk about the issues, the problems, the expertise, and experiences in the school system from Prince George's County to Baltimore County. So how you doing, everyone? Yes, thank you so much for that. This is the most I've had on this panel since I've been on for 2.5 years. So thank you so much. So let's start with you, Gail. Why did you feel the need to ask me to bring the panel on? And I can answer my own question really, but why did you feel the need? And let's talk about that.
I just always feel like there's a need for honest discussion about our children, the fate of our children, the future of our children. And I tried to bring together people that could speak on it. And we may not all agree, Renee, on some things, but certain things we do agree on. And so it's all about honest communication and dialogue.
Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally. And I love people like Gail because they're always thinking about others, and how we get the collaboration and partnerships are really thinking about other people. So it really becomes full circle and everyone gets a piece of the pie. So speaking of which, there's a big pie on this stage today. So I want to start with you and just, your name, your title, former and present, and what you have done in the school system.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Zena Whitworth, a lifelong learner in Prince George's County Public Schools. I am a product of Prince George's County Public Schools, and I also have been teaching with Prince George's County for 20 years. I've also taught in DC Public Schools for 4 years. High school is my experience and expertise. I have coached, I have taught at many schools, high schools. I have coached softball, lacrosse. I've held programs. I've started a program called C-STEM in PG County, and one of the things that Gail mentioned was that the students are hurting, and not only are the children hurting, but the teachers are hurting as well. So we need some type of support system to come in and help support teachers and students. What we can't do in the day, we can do it in the evening through programs where you can get students and community leaders and parents to get together and work on projects like a C-STEM or sports, athletics, anything that's going to help heal the children. Because during the day, it's war out here between administration and teachers and students. We're all pitted together, but we shouldn't be, because we're hurting. And everybody's in this job for a reason, and that is we love what we do. You know, I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm just trying to teach other students how to learn as well and to love learning. And I think that's the key. And once we can recognize what we can do out there in the community, then we can bring together as a community, and we can't do it on our own. You know, I'm an educator, but I need help. I can't do it by myself. The administrators can't do it. The security can't do it. You know, parents, you got to come in. You got to get involved. I'm a coach. I might have four. Our record is 9-3 in the county, and
Wow.
there might be 4 parents that come out and the stands are empty, and I'm coaching lacrosse.
Well, thank you so much. You're actually going to be helping a lot of people through WLVS lines, and we're going to get some help. I know there's people out here that want to help. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danette Van Dunk, and I've been with Baltimore City Schools for 26 years. I'm a very passionate educator. I believe that every child needs a champion, and those champions tend to be our teachers. So we must equip our teachers with all of the necessary resources and support that they need to be that effective champion in children's lives. Administration has a lot of accountability, and it's up to us to ensure that our teachers are treated with compassion and love and just giving them the inspiration that they need to do this tough job, because it's a tough job. And our teachers are not given the credit that they deserve. And those teachers that are struggling, we have to support those teachers, because they are responsible for our children, for our babies, for our future. So if our teachers are not equipped mentally, physically, and financially to do their job, we are going to be further and further behind the ball.
My God. Thank you so much. You didn't talk about your title, Baltimore County.
I'm so passionate about my teachers. I am an assistant principal with Baltimore City Public Schools, a proud assistant principal of Baltimore City Public Schools. I'm here to start a movement of change within administration.
Hallelujah. Thank you so much. And you're the only man of the panel. Drum roll.
First, I want to thank you, Renee, for having me on today, and all of my colleagues as well. Good evening. My name is Arun Parakin. I'm a social studies department chair over at Aggie Academy in Prince George's County Public Schools, the great Prince George's County Public Schools. This is my 3rd year teaching. I became a department chair my 2nd year, so I'm considered an early career educator. And I'm here today for the same reasons as my colleagues, and that is to let the viewers know, and really our greater community, that today is the day that we take back our public schools in this county. In 2016, in November, we made some great steps towards that, especially locally. And for me, being an early career educator, you see the climate of the school system, and being in the classroom, you understand why a lot of our educators don't want to stay where they are because of the politics that surround. They want to go other places where they could potentially make more money and have less to deal with on that end. But it takes activists like us, but really for people to understand their power. You know, being in the classroom is one thing, but we have 10,000 educators in PGCA, and our great leader is here, well, I can tell you as well. But if all of our educators stood together and collaborated with one another and became activists, that we can get the changes that we want to seek. but it takes that community effort. But ultimately, I believe that what I do for a living is truly the greatest thing that anybody can do. And I'm in the greatest school system in the world, surrounded by people that support me every day. And I'm here to encourage you all to support public education, to support educators. We spend a lot of time supporting students and a lot of funding to do that. We have to ensure that our educators are being supported because they are ultimately the ones that drive our public schools, not politicians or elected officials or appointed persons, which come on the outside and fulfill other agendas, not the educators at the table, because they are the ones that should be on the table. And for early career educators like myself that are in it for the long run, be our champions, and we want to be the champions for you and for the community, that we all can be successful together within gorgeous Prince George's County all the way to Baltimore City. Thank you.
Wow, bravo.
Can I say also, one of the things that makes a school system great is that the majority of people, teachers and administrators and staff, cafeteria, custodian, are good people. They're ethical people. So we just got to get rid of the problem people, the people who are doing the wrong things and hurting and not showing humanity towards the subordinate employees. We have to get rid of those type of people, the politic players.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Last but certainly not least.
Hello. Thank you for having us today.
You're welcome.
It's really challenging sometimes as the president of PGCA. My name is Teresa Mitchell Dudley. I want to make sure I give that winking homage to my father, Wendell Mitchell.
Glory to God.
But it's really challenging for us sometimes to get a break in Prince George's County because it seems like the only time they want to cover Prince George's County is when it's something negative. If you watch the newscast and I sit there and I count how many times there's a positive story about Prince George's County, and very rarely do you see it in the first 8 minutes of the newscast. We are really struggling in Prince George's with teacher morale right now. Yes. Our teachers are feeling very beat down. We had a couple of very negative cases last year, but I dare say that Prince George's County is not the only jurisdiction in the Washington metropolitan area that is facing these challenges. However, our teachers have been basically thrown under the bus. And we have rim marks on the back of our head. And teachers are just trying to teach. But it's challenging to go to school every day when someone else is out on administrative leave because of an accusation that was made against them, that majority of these accusations are unfounded and the teachers are returned. But those children are suffering. The children are suffering because the teachers are not there. They're covering with substitute teachers, or other teachers like Zena and Arun are being asked and pulled out of their planning time to cover classes. We're in the middle of negotiations right now, and it's challenging to even get the school system, the county council and the county executive to fully fund the budget request, so that we can do things like restorative practices, so that we can end the school to prison pipeline for our young people. Because contrary to popular belief, the number one reason students are suspended, especially in Prince George's County, is not for fighting, it's not for theft, it's for insubordination and disrespect. So if we can teach our children basically that the Wild Housewives of Beverly Atlanta or whatever is not the way people are supposed to act, we can do that through restorative practices and changing the culture. But when they don't want to do that, when they want to cut out cultural competency training for teachers, because it's not just white people that have cultural problems with our children. We have some African American educators that don't want to teach our own. And we have to really think about where we came from as a people. So I'm glad that you had us on here today, and I pray with all of my heart that you'll allow me to come back, because this God put me here for a reason. When I lost my second child and I prayed to God to give me more children, you got to be careful for what you ask for, because now I got 130,000 of them. So we have a lot of work to do in Prince George's County, but with activists like Zena and Arun working with us, we're gonna change the cultural dynamics in Prince George's County, so that our we can provide a quality education, have our students do great achievement, not just the ones that are gonna get it in spite of us, but the ones that are going to get it because of us, and make sure that we do what we can to retain teachers, have great mentoring programs. Don't cut the mentoring programs out of the budget. Have the mentoring programs there so that and compensate teachers so that we can retain quality educators in Prince George's County. That's why I came to talk to you today.
I'm so glad all of you are here. I'm telling you, we don't have much time. I have to wrap this segment up in 1 minute because we have two other guests that have some announcements. But I do want to ask you to please look into the camera for the WLVS listeners and tell them how to get a hold of you. What do we need to do? Write letters, what, and where do we need to send what?
Well, right now, the county council is deciding the budget in Prince George's County, and they're supposed to vote on it tomorrow. And if you have not contacted them, you can contact the Prince George's County Council and tell them to fully fund the school budget so that we can provide quality education for all the children. It shouldn't matter what zip code you live in. It shouldn't matter what your family's personal wealth is. It should matter that everybody's getting a good quality education and that we do what we can for our children and for our educators.
And you get that by supporting teachers. You get quality education by supporting teachers.
Yes.
The children will be more respectful if the teachers are respected.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, what's the best avenue? Letters, calling, walk down
At
there.
this
What
point,
do,
you're going to have to pick up the phone and email.
and how about going down there? Does that help? If anybody
Well,
wants
if they
to go,
can take off work tomorrow and go, they can go down to county council.
What
I'm gonna
time?
be down there tomorrow.
Well, I can say one.
I'm not sure exactly what time.
I'll have it on my website. Not my website,
I'll
my
give it to you before I
Facebook.
leave.
Yes, I'll have it on my Facebook. The Renee Allen and Friends show, as well as the Renee Allen on my Facebook. I have about 30 seconds.
And one thing you could do is just get involved. Come out to your child's school. Be present. Be ever present. Because I have to say this. Yes, this week we're hurting. There's two young men that have ruined their lives. One is deceased and one is on the way because of there's a breakdown in the system. If we don't wake up and address the issues that happen at the University of Maryland and at Bowie State University, then we have a problem, and it needs to be addressed.
And we have to hold our elected leaders responsible. We vote these people in, and we allow them to do whatever they want to do, and then we continue to vote them in. You have to hold them accountable, especially within your Board of Education, your delegates, your state senators. If the community mobilizes together like they do in other counties, we can get. We have the power to choose who we vote for.
Get out
So
and
when
vote.
we don't go
Be
out
present.
there, and when we're not advocates, we're not knowledgeable,
Yeah.
then ultimately, really, our vote is for nothing because we're doing ourselves and our community and ultimately our students a disservice. So any community event, any school activity that you can
go
be
to your
part of,
school, yeah.
Board of Education members, anybody, we have to mobilize together and we can be the change we want to see.
You know, they're passionate. I hate to even end this segment. It's so
We'll take
passionate, so important. But listen, I want to give a prayer out to both families, especially the victim, their family, the parents,
Lieutenant Collins.
Yes,
Lieutenant
and
Collins, the third.
Lieutenant Collins.
Lieutenant Collins, Second Lieutenant Collins.
Second Lieutenant Collins, and the segue into our next segment, which will be so fast, but it is an elected official running for Senate, and that's Everett Browning. We'll be right back. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
everyone.
Thank you for having
Thank you for
us.
having us.
I gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well, you won't be the last, knowing you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause
Wow, welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We only have a few more minutes. There's so much passion in this WLVS studio today. Where's my bell? Can I pass my bell back? I tell you, I learned so much. But look, it's all about you right now. Everett Browning, a retired chief petty officer. Oh, I got to salute you, brother. I got to salute you. I retired E6, board eligible for chief, but never made that. Listen, why are you running for Senate? And I want the people to know that right out the gate.
It's real simple. Like many citizens around here, I became frustrated, concerned, and discouraged about our community. Serving my country overseas and coming back to my community and seeing there was a need. And while I found myself complaining about the current politicians, I realized that if I don't step up, I can't be mad because no one else is stepping up. So I prayed on it, and I talked to my family, my community, and realized that we need a new voice. We need someone who's unbought and unbossed in a way to come in and to face the challenges. Someone to be the bridge to the educators and make sure they have the support they need. Someone to be a bridge to our senior citizens, our homeowners. Someone who's able to make decisions based on the community needs and not their own selfish political aspirations.
Yes, and I did read your bio. It's so impressive, but I do want you to take this time to shout out to your lovely wife and kids because they're going to be the support system and foundation for you on this wonderful journey.
Yes, my wife is also retired military. She's one of only 20 black women ever to receive a Bronze Star in combat.
Yes.
I have three children who came through the great Prince George's County school system. And now the third one graduates from college this Friday. So all three of them out of college and going to grad school. So it's very important to me to realize the difference in family, the importance of family and community. And like one of the teachers just told me that we have to find a way to rebuild the bridges between the community and the schools and the community and those in need.
Well, Everett Browning, I wish you the best. We support you. I want you to give a way to get a hold of you for your fundraiser coming up and everything else.
Yes, you can find more about it at www.electbrownie.com. This Sunday, May 28th from 5 to 8 at OTI Restaurant in Largo. We'll be having our fundraiser kickoff. Please come out. It's a family, it's a community event, just like our campaign. Thank you so much, Renee.
You're
and we'll see you
welcome.
then.
Look, a retired chief petty officer, I'm on your team.
Thank you so much.
Because I know the
Renee.
discipline and camaraderie that you have. You know, in our next show, H.O. Barner, he is a retired vet too. So I mean, I know what the discipline is. Well, look, come on
Thank
next
you.
to me and come on up here, Terry Holt. Terry Holt, a producer extraordinaire from way back in the 70s, 80s, and now, I'm telling you business, and still looking sharp. Yes, tell them real quick as we end this segment who will be on the show next week.
Next week, a special guest. And you asked for it, and we made it happen. Michael
After
Collier.
months and months and months. Say it again.
Wow.
Say it again.
Michael Collier from the
Yes.
West Coast, because you demanded it, we're going to make it happen.
I
He's gonna be
love
live here on
him.
your show.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about his new play, The Michael Collier Mama.
Yes.
He talks about his foolish life and how he actually put a lot on his folks and how he came through it all as a stand-up comedian, actor, and so on. And it gives me great pleasure to do this.
Yes.
To introduce Michael and his play and to talk about the history of such a great comedian. It just warms my little heart.
Thank
know
you
what
so
little
much.
heart I got left.
Yes. Well, I met him decades ago and then reconnected at the Power Networking Conference with George C. Frazier last year, which is coming up the latter part of June. Look that up. And now with you once again.
And
so I'm
he's
really
gonna-
looking forward to that.
And he's going to be here with you and George Frazier, too.
Yes.
So y'all stay tuned to the Renee Allen and Friends show.
Yes, thank you so much.
And your Facebook page and every outlet that you have. I'll do my part to give you tickets to keep you informed.
We'll
when the
give
show
away
is coming.
some.
We're definitely going to give
Yes,
away some on next
okay.
week's show.
Well,
so y'all
thank
tune
you.
in and help us find another spot to keep them going.
Oh, I will. And thank you to all my guests today and to WLVS, my glam squad, everyone that makes this happen when you're working a full-time job and holding down a show and a family and a son. You know how it is, ladies. You know, she was talking about it earlier, Miss Levi's. So God bless you. Stay tuned for Dr. H.L. Barner. And it is Hour of Power, my dear friend. Love you. See you next week. Look, don't you all y'all rush down here that you're going to buy his CD. Michael Collier next week. Love you. Bye.
Miss Renee Show.